Describe the anguish and despair that we are feeling as the parents of our beautiful daughter Madeleine. We request that anyone who may have any information related to Madeleine's disappearance, no matter how trivial, contact the Portuguese police and help us get her back safely. Please, if you have Madeleine, let her come home to her mummy, daddy, brother and sister. As everyone can understand how distressing the current situation is, we ask that our privacy is respected to allow us to continue.
You know it.
It was supposed to be a perfect family vacation. A quiet evening in Portugal, May 3rd, 2007, the McCanns tucked their 3 children into bed and went out for dinner just a few steps away. But when they returned, their 3-year-old daughter, Madeleine, was gone. No sound, no struggle, just an open window and an empty bed. What followed became one of the most mysterious disappearances in modern history, a case that would shake the world, destroy lives, and leave a haunting question that still echoes today. Where is Madeleine McCann? This is the story of Madeleine Beth McCann, the 3-year-old British girl who vanished from a holiday apartment in Praia de Alas, Portugal, on the evening of the 3rd of May, 2007, and whose disappearance became one of the most widely reported missing person cases in modern history. This narration follows the sequence of events, the people involved, the official inquiries and the major developments that followed over the years. Opening, who she was and where it began. Madeleine Beth McCann was born on the 12th of May, 2003 in Leicester, England. In late April 2007 her family, parents, Kate, née Healy, and Jerry McCann and their twin 2-year-olds, Sean and Amelie, travelled to the Algarve coast in southern Portugal for a family holiday. They were staying at the Ocean Club Resort in Praia de Alas on the evening of Thursday, the 3rd of May, 2007, while the adults dined at a tapas restaurant about 55 metres from the family's ground floor apartment. Madeleine was put to bed with her siblings. At about 10 p.m, after routine checks, Kate discovered that Madeleine was missing. The alarm that followed quickly grew from a local search into an international story. The immediate response and local investigation. Portuguese police, the Polícia Judiciária, responded and the local investigation began immediately. Witnesses were interviewed, the resort was searched, and evidence was collected. From the start, the case was complex. The apartment was not sealed as a crime scene in the way investigators normally do in homicide inquiries. The parents and friends had moved around the apartment, and the public and media pressure escalated quickly. The first days and weeks were chaotic, with volunteers, press and police converging on the tiny resort. Many observers later questioned whether vital opportunities, in those early hours, often called the golden hours, had been lost.
These are actually Amelie's pyjamas. They're the same, but obviously they're smaller. The top is a pink top, and it has the character Eeyore on, and short sleeves. And the bottoms, as you can see, are white with a small floral pattern and Eeyore again on the bottom right of the leg. So these are actually, apart from the size and the button at the back, which Madeleine's doesn't have, these are actually the pyjamas that Madeleine was wearing when she was taken.
And everything we have done has been by taking counsel from experts around us, but we were advised that generally raising awareness of a disappearance will help in the search for that person. It helped Kate and we have taken strength, not just from the people who have supported us, but we have taken strength ourselves by being active in the search. And I think, you know, if we had, for example, stayed indoors, locked ourselves away, and just waited and waited and waited for a month, we would be shells of the people we are.
Did you kill your daughter?
No, never. And, there's nothing with any logic that could, you would have to start with why, how, when, who, and there's just simply, the answer to any of these things is there's nothing to suggest anything. So, no.
Renewed interest, new inquiries, and international involvement. Over the following years, new leads and public appeals continued. In 2011 to 2012, the Metropolitan Police in the UK opened its own review, Operation Grange, to examine missed leads and to search again for evidence. The British operation was motivated, in part by public pressure and the persistence of the family's campaign. In subsequent years, British detectives pursued thousands of potential leads, re-examined materials, and coordinated with Portuguese authorities at intervals. Periodic digs, targeted searches and age-progressed images of Madeleine were released to help generate new tips from the public. A major shift in the public and investigative narrative came in June 2020. German federal prosecutors announced that they believed a German national, Christian Bruckner, was the prime suspect in the disappearance, stating that they believed Madeleine was dead and that Bruckner was responsible. Bruckner had a criminal record, including convictions for sexual offences and for serious crimes in Portugal and Germany. He had lived in the Algarve area at times in the past and had been linked to other crimes in the region. The German investigation had identified him through digital and financial traces and other lines of inquiry. They informed British and Portuguese authorities of their belief and asked for cooperation. Bruckner denied involvement. As of the initial announcement, he had not been charged in relation to Madeleine's disappearance. How the investigators connected dots, digital, financial and testimonial evidence. Investigations in the 2010s and beyond used modern techniques, tracing phone records, vehicle movements, sightings, bank transactions and witness testimony. Authorities in Germany and Portugal examined Bruckner's known movements and his presence in the Algarve, alongside material seized from his properties and from digital storage during unrelated probes into his criminality. Public reporting indicated that prosecutors believed material found during other investigations, including imagery, correspondence and files, helped establish links between Bruckner and the Algarve area, and suggested he was capable of committing violent crimes. The German prosecutors' public statements in 2020 were not the end of the case. They were a step in a complex international process that required further evidence for charges, the legal and evidential obstacles. From the start, and increasingly over time, the McCann case exposed the legal and practical difficulties of investigating an international missing person case. Evidence had to be shared across jurisdictions. Forensic samples were in different hands. Some physical evidence may have been compromised by early handling, and witness memories faded with time. Even when authorities identify a suspect, prosecutors must build a case that will stand up in court, with clear chain of custody, reliable witness accounts, and admissible digital evidence. Differences in legal systems between Portugal, the UK and Germany also complicated procedures. For those reasons, German authorities have stated at times that while they believe in Bruckner's guilt, they face limits on what they can prove beyond reasonable doubt. Beyond the legal and procedural issues lies the human tragedy. A little girl who vanished, parents who have spent years seeking answers, relatives and friends who have been swept into public life, and victims and survivors of unrelated crimes who have been affected by the broader investigations. The McCann's campaign sparked worldwide solidarity and also polarized opinion. Many volunteers and ordinary citizens around the world have continued to search, contribute tips and discuss possible leads. For many, the unresolved mystery is an ongoing wound. What lessons the case teaches investigators and the public. Investigators have drawn operational lessons. The importance of preserving initial scenes, of rapid and thorough forensic handling, of cross-border cooperation and of using modern digital forensics. For the public and media, the case has highlighted ethical questions about reporting, privacy and the risks of unverified claims spreading online. the McCann story forced.
And you know it.
Clap your hands.
The world still waits for definitive answers. Investigators have worked in Portugal, the UK, and Germany. Suspects have been identified and questioned. Leads have been investigated and sometimes dismissed. German prosecutors have expressed belief in Christian Bruckner's responsibility. Yet legal hurdles remain. For the McCanns, every anniversary is a reminder of loss and of the public spotlight that has followed them. For the rest of the world, Madeleine's disappearance remains a powerful reminder that missing person cases can become long, complex, international efforts, and that justice demands patience as well as rigor.